Hi, it's Gordon here at Avolites, and I'm going to talk you through some of the speed and size masters that we can record on our console. Without anything inside my programmer, I'm going to tap record and I'm going to tap create master. Here you can see all the masters that we can work with on our consoles, but for this particular video I'm going to concentrate on the rate, the BPM and the size masters that we have. If I choose rate, then I've got a rate grandmaster. This will affect everything across my console. If I tap that, the next step in the process is to choose a location that I would like this rate grandmaster to be. So I'm going to choose there. By default, this will be at 100%. I don't need to make sure that that playback is already up after I've recorded it. I'm then going to hold down the Avolites button and press exit to get my normal soft keys back. On my playbacks here, I've got a number of shape generator effects for these beams and these spots that I have. You can see as I bring these playbacks up, the effect speed is already programmed into them. Using a rate grandmaster, I can reduce the speed or increase the speed of every effect that is currently happening on my console. As soon as I bring this up to 100%, this rate master is then going to kick in. By default, a rate master will go to 200% of the speed that anything is recorded. As you can see, me bringing that up there, all of those effects are going very, very quickly. If I bring that down, then all of my effects are going to go to 38% of the speed that they have been programmed in on. If I take this to 0, then of course I have said over the entire console, I want the rate of any effects to be 0%. So they have all stopped. If I put this back to 100%, then I'm going to have those effects just as I programmed. The next thing that I want to have a look at is size masters. Without anything inside my programmer, I'm going to tap record and I'm going to tap create master. Soft key D here, you can see that I've got size. I can have a size grandmaster and 4 individual size masters. For now, I'm just going to have a look at the grandmaster. Same process as always. Select what you'd like. Tell the console where you'd like it to be. Size masters also by default are going to kick off at 100%, and they're going to be able to go to 200% by default. As soon as I bring this playback up, you can see that all of those effects are now going to 200% of the size they have been recorded. If I bring that down, you can see that both color intensity effects and movement effects as well are only going to 24%. 2 masters already on my console. It might be tricky for me to get these both back to 100%, which is where the total size and the total speed of the effects that I have already programmed. To do this in an easy way, I can tap release, and on soft key B, I've got release all masters. This is not going to set the masters back to 0. This is just going to set them back to their default state. As you can see, that size master and that rate master has gone to 100%. Going into a little bit more detail about these speed and size masters, I might want the spot circle effect and the beams rainbow effect that I have to listen to one particular master. You can see there both the effects are playing quite happily right now, but I can put an individual speed or size master on the console and tell these 2 playbacks to listen to that specific master. Record and create master as always. I'm going to choose a size master for this example, and I'm going to choose size master 1. Putting that on my console, as always with these masters, it's going to go straight to 100%. The next step in this process is I need to tell these 2 playbacks not to do their own thing for the size, but to listen to this size master 1. I'm going to go to playback options and I'm going to select this playback. You can see in this window here, I've got a tab that says effects. The size source is currently local. This is currently reading all the size information from what I recorded into that playback. If I change that by tapping that button and choosing Size Master 1, I can repeat this process, playback options, select that playback, go to the effects tab and change the size source to Size Master 1. And now these two playbacks are specifically listening to this Size Master. Now when I refire these playbacks, they are listening to that Size Master 1. So if I bring that down to 0, I can still have other effects going to 100% of their size, but I can have these two playbacks just going to 36% of their size. This is exactly the same process with these speed masters or BPM masters. Record and create master. I can then choose whether I'd like it to be rate or BPM. For this example, I'm going to choose rate 1. I can then say, actually this spots rainbow and this beams circle. I'd like to listen to rate master 1 and to size master 1. Playback options, and I can select that playback. On the effects tab on the left hand side, I can say the speed source is currently free run. I'd like it to be rate master 1. The size source, I'd like to be size master 1. Repeat the process with this next playback. And now I've got these two playbacks that are just listening to Size Master 1 and these two playbacks that are listening to Size Master 1 and Rate Master 1. I'm going to select those lights and locate them, and you can see that all of those effects are going. Now if I bring this Size Master up, it's just controlling the size of those two playbacks. If I bring this Rate Master up and down, you can see that those other effects have now gone to a rate of 0. Try using these in different scenarios and you'll be able to control and manipulate any effects that you have made a lot quicker. Because these rate and size and speed masters are on playbacks, I've got some playback options for them. If I say playback options and select a size master, you can see there I can change the scale from 0 to 100%, 0 to 200%, all the way up to 1000%. Try using these in different world scenarios. Remember, you can always tap release and then soft key B to release all your masters back to their default positions. You can see all of those effects are now playing just how I programmed them before. Thanks for watching and tune in to the next one.